UFC. I am the greatest combat athlete of all time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Tell the Tape. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C. And on today's episode of Tell the Tape, I'm going to be breaking down. Yup, that's right. These guys are fighting this Saturday. I'm talking about Michel Pereira versus Anthony Hernandez. I mean, this guy's been on the whirlwind. I mean, 8 straight consecutive performances that he's had. It's absolutely ridiculous. But this episode wouldn't be possible without our sponsor. That's right, I'm talking about Hidden Move. You can say goodbye to win, and you can get this, which is half off and even better. This headgear doesn't even move. Right now, I have all my kids at my brother's school. They're all using this because we want to protect ourselves from concussions. You guys make sure to go to hiddenmove.com and protect yourself at all times. Here we go. Here we have it. Michel Pereira, 31-11. I'm actually surprised he had this. I'm surprised. I don't know who's all surprised by the amount of losses that he actually has. And I think once I break it down, I think a lot of this stuff will actually make sense. I think there's 2 things with him. One, I do believe it's hydration. He was cutting too much weight at 170 pounds to get out there. And then 2, he just throws too much power, which eventually gets him burned. Against a guy like Anthony Hernandez, 12-2. This he's still green actually, man. If you really think about it, dude, that's not a lot of fights. That really isn't a lot of fights, dude. But, I don't know how many fights he has in the UFC, but KOs 2, decisions 2, and then submissions. You see, this right here is what we have to think about for a guy like Hernandez, because a lot of people will probably not give him a shot, but you got to think, out of his 15 fights, more than half come via submission. Against this guy, against this crazy nut. 11 KOs, which is crazy. 9 submissions, but then he also goes decision as well. So he's pretty equal on everything. So you don't know what you get with Pereira. It depends on, and a lot of it depends on his damn recovery, but also I also do know that he's up at 185 pounds, right? He's back at middleweight, so it changes a lot of things. 6'1" height advantage for him. Reach advantage for a guy like Anthony Hernandez, but he doesn't use it, so I don't think it's really going to play out or matter. And these guys are super similar in age. I love this. I love when fights it's not a mismatch. Oh, this guy's 30-something, 39, and going up against a 26-year-old. Like, this is fair. This is a fair fight. And if he was able to take this fight against this dangerous dude, and there's something that he knows, or there's a belief in him, and particularly here, that could make the difference. But let's break it down. Without further ado, let's talk about Michel Pereira. What are his strengths? He's super explosive, man. The first time that I saw this dude fight, it wasn't even in the UFC. It was at One Championships. This dude was bouncing off the freaking cage. Like, you felt like he was just like playing around. It's like, is he doing this? But then you saw you saw him get knockouts, and his ground and pound was absolutely vicious. I mean, literally seeing this dude do backflips, to able to stomp on him. It's different. And when it's unorthodox that way, the dude is absolutely crazy. But not just that, he's been able to just develop good solid shots and just being explosive. He's a twitchy fighter. And because of that, he's unpredictable. He's unpredictable with his movement. He's unpredictable jumping off the cage. If you let him do that, he'll use every side of the damn cage, from the top to the bottom to the sides, because that's how creative he is. And there's really only one Pereira that is just like him, and that's him. And that is Michel. But we can't forget, man, he's got good awareness. He's got really good awareness. It's hard to fight somebody that doesn't fight conventional. It really is. Like, those are the most annoying fights. You hit them and they'll probably go in with the punch. You do something and they'll do the exact opposite. You almost got to find these other partners to give you these different feels that don't make sense, but it makes sense to him. And without further ado is his power. His power is dude, this dude hurts people. Like, he really does. Like, me and Kamaru Usman, we talk about this dude. Like, dude, I'm glad that dude went up, because his power is freaking vicious. Super, super vicious. And I think it's scary to have a guy like Pereira at 170 pounds, but I think at 185 pounds, now that he's healthy, I think that power is really gonna come in even more so. Because 170, even though he was getting rid of people, at 185, I do believe that a guy like this and his stature, he could possibly even go up to light heavyweight and do good, just like Alex Pereira. But without further ado, we do have to talk about his weaknesses. Because he does throw a lot of power, and because he does move a lot, because he does like the theatrics, it makes him special, but at times it could be a lot of wasted energy. And that affects his durability. And because he's flashy at times, you know what happens, guys? When you're too flashy, eventually someone just has to throw something down the middle to catch you, and that's all she wrote. You know? So as much of a gift, his gifts are also his like counter gifts as well. I mean, what happens when you fight somebody that's not gonna react to everything that you do, that's just gonna go boom down the middle? That's exactly how you fight a dude like that. You stay basic, you stalk him, and you don't let all the facade kind of, you know, disorientate you, and you go. And this is a question here. Even though he is going up, a lot of people make that mistake of going up and thinking that they need to gain weight to do that. It's not true. It's not true. Stay at what you were at and just feel better in recovery. And my question is for a guy like Michel Pereira, could he stay hydrated for this fight and really go out there and do the performance of his damn career? Because this guy, the UFC loves him. He's very entertaining. With the flashy victory over this dude, they will push that dude to the title shot like you guys wouldn't believe. And that's what happens. Because remember, guys, the UFC is a marketing company. But let's talk about Fluffy, AKA Anthony Hernandez. He probably would look like Fluffy. I think if he, you know what I'm saying? Because I've done an interview with Fluffy, but if he was like this big, I could see it. Right? They're talking about, they call him Fluffy, right? It's his nickname. His nickname, you know, Fluffy. Probably either gets really big, it looks like Fluffy. I look like Fluffy too, dude, when I get big. I look like my older brother who's pretty heavy set. But, you know, it's a funny name, but this ain't funny. This dude comes out to hurt people. And I was very impressed with him when he fought Khabilov. I was like, yeah, they're setting this Mexican kid up for Khabilov. Not really, man. With the way that he was able to transition and really bring in that grappling and then have fun and then smile, you know, and do his thing and then boom, and then submit him, I'm impressed. But his grappling, man, and that's an advantage. You know, but could he get that fight down against a guy like Michel Pereira, who's very hard to grab a hold of because he's just moving. He's unorthodox. He's faking. He's always bouncing off the damn cage, literally. His submissions are dangerous. You know, that's his strength. 8 out of his 15 fights come via submission. I mean, dude, there's a 50% chance that this dude, or there's a 60% chance that this dude submits you when you fight him. You know, can people really put that into, you know? And let's talk about his granite chin. There's something about Mexicans, dude. There's something about Mexicans or just our heads. I don't know what the hell it is. Well, boom, it's like cement. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. But he does have a granite chin, because I've seen it. Khabilov did catch him, and that dude was just able to walk into a damn takedown. So he relied back into his grappling. But I will say this, what impressed me the most is he was able to mix it up very, very well. I mean, the dude mixed everything so damn good, where he was actually literally able to get the finish. The thing is you can have crisp fight. You can be really crisp with your hands, but as soon as people start to add the grappling, the level changes, the different fakes, the kicks, and things like that, it changes. I mean, look at Merab. Merab, he ain't the flashiest damn striker, but it works. Look at Bilal Muhammad. These guys are freestyle fighters that they just go according to their gift, their body style. And they're fighting people like that, and they're winning. So that's something to be said. But let's also talk about his weaknesses. Even though he does have a granite chin, it's only a matter of time before that bun just goes out, and that's it. And that's all she wrote. And he was a good man. You know, next you know it, it's shit, man. You know, you're a trainer somewhere where your gift isn't in training, but You gotta be careful in that thing. And not just that, this could also work with him, but it could also work against him. But he doesn't, he's a lower volume striker. Like, he doesn't throw like combinations like crazy where he's gonna hurt somebody. Like, this dude is literally, picks his shots, maybe one, and then boom. I'm looking for something to get you down to the ground. And the other thing to consider too, I mean, shoot, we fought on the same damn card. And that was his last fight against Kabila. I feel horrible. At least he has a fight. I haven't damn fought yet, but it's all good. But the inactivity, he is 31, so he is a little younger. I'm 37. I got 6 years on him. So it is different. It is different a little bit. I think I felt like I got into my man strength by the time I was 33 years old. Like, dude, I feel so good. Even now, but 31, he's still kind of hitting that peak. And the biggest thing right here, he hasn't fought 5 rounds. And that's big. I'm gonna give you guys an example. Who's that last fight? Who fought 5 rounds?
Taira.
Yeah, Taira, the Japanese assassin. Very good. 3 rounds. If it was just 3 rounds, maybe, but the fact that they're not accustomed to going 5 rounds, and if you are accustomed to just finishing people, shit changes. Could he's not gonna knock out Pereira, but he could potentially submit him. And the submission game and the threshold of that, could he do it for 5 rounds, particularly beat out for that long? And here we have it to tell the tape. Strikes landed per minute because he takes more risk, he hits more, right? Strikes observed per minute because he throws less, obviously, he doesn't get hit that much. Takedown accuracy. Look at how this stuff is pretty much even. You know what I'm saying? Takedown accuracy. But now this is where it changes. Look at this dude, 94%. Dude, that dude has a higher ratio of defense than me. He hasn't fought the caliber of fighters that I've fought, but he has higher fucking takedown defense than me, and I'm kind of embarrassed now. Thanks, Marab and Aljo. But then again, look, could he get him to come here? And will this man try to play that game? I don't think so. I really don't. My biggest question for Pereira, too, is, man, that's 5 rounds. Has Pereira gone 5 rounds recently? Not that I know of in the UFC that he's literally gone 5 rounds. So the longer the fight goes, it might lead to the grappling of Anthony Hernandez at number 13. I mean, I'm curious to see who is the actual underdog. I doubted this dude. God, this is a hard one now, the more I think about it, because I did doubt this dude against Kabila. I really did. And he went out there and he put a clinic on him. He's special. But the simple fact that this guy's movements and he hits like a freaking truck, and he's not going to play his game, but can he stay for 5 rounds? And I'm hoping that he does, because he's going up a weight division. I'm going to have to go with, Michel Pereira. He's too, that 8-fight win streak, he's too experienced. He's got a lot of power. His movement's going to be very problematic for a guy like Anthony, and everybody in Brazil knows how to grapple too. So he's not going to put himself in positions where it's going to really hurt him. So I feel like the UFC is trying to push him. But I will say something about Anthony. I wouldn't cross his ass out either. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't, for the simple fact that I've done it to Diego Lopez. I've done it to a lot of people. And when they surprise you, they're like, you know what? I want to put anything past him. But for now, I got to go Michel Pereira for the victory. Whether there's a finish in there, if there's a finish, it comes early. But he's going to have to really fine-tune that threshold for those 5 damn rounds. And this episode, guys, the Tell the Tape was sponsored by the one and only hit and move. You can say goodbye to this expensive ass headgear that moves all the damn time and say hello to hit and move. A scientific headgear that was proven at Virginia Tech. And then guess what, guys? I love the fact that this headgear, the reason why I became an advocate of this headgear is because it's open here and it doesn't move. Once you clamp it on, like you're able to literally wrestle. My little nephew has concussions right now, or had a concussion, and this is all he's using now. He's not using a wrestling headgear because it protects all the sides and you're able to see everything. And it's not fluffy. It's very light, but it's also very thick and compact. So you guys make sure to go to hitandmove.com and get your damn headgear and enter promo code CCC to really get it. Because I almost forgot, I want my damn cut. So enter promo code CCC and get your discount. You guys just watched an episode of Teletape. Triple C is out.